you think the Niners should take with their first third-round pick? That's 93.
This is tough because obviously it's going to be predicated a little bit on what they do before that, right?
Yes.
But just give you, to me, now you're looking at need. Do you go pass rusher, like a Sam Williams, Ole Miss, something like that? If he falls, Majai Sanders from Cincinnati, maybe he falls. There's a number of good edge rushers, and I think that's the sweet spot. Michael Clemens, I think, is the best guy that would be on the board at that point from Texas A&M. He's had some problems off the field, but he's a terrific pass rusher, and he would instantly step in as a starter opposite Bosa. So I'm looking at that position. I'm looking at edge rushers. If I went safety with Nick Cross early, then maybe I don't have to worry about safety. I'm looking for Danny Gray, the SMU wide receiver, who's a very much a vertical threat, explosive runner, the kind of guy that you just watch him run a couple routes and your defensive coordinator's like, oh man, we can't let this guy get behind us. So either a vertical threat wide receiver or a pass rusher, or I'd even go best player available there as well. I think the 49ers, more than anything, they're so well fortified generally across their roster. What they really need from day one and day two picks, they need difference makers. They need great football players, guys who are going to wind up in the Pro Bowl, regardless of position. Yeah. And I would emphasize great football players over position of need throughout this draft, and then just take a look what you have when the thing's over. That's how you draft great football players. How you draft busts is start reaching for positional need.
It's true. It's interesting, though. You said if you had to go for need, you're looking wide receiver and edge here. I'm thinking that with the next pick. With this pick, but I am thinking those two. I just would put one other position.
Like offensive line?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to draft an offensive lineman with the 93rd pick, but I don't know if the Niners have left themselves a lot of choice here. And they really could. You could argue they need a tackle.
Yeah. What kind of O lineman do you want? You want a tackle? You want a guard? You want a Cam Jurgens from Nebraska, a center? You want a road grading guard? I love Zion Johnson from Boston College, but he's probably going to go late first.
Probably, yeah, he's good. I was thinking Sean Ryan from UCLA.
UCLA, yeah, no, I like him. He had a really great career at UCLA.
Yeah, he played left tackle. He gave up only 2 sacks, and he was really good as a run blocker. Now he has extremely short arms, like 32.5 inches. So maybe he can't play tackle. Although maybe he's better than Mike McGlinchey as a right tackle. I mean, you need a right tackle. Week 1, it could be him, and if not, you could move him to guard. He also said he'd be willing to try center.
I like that pick. Guard tackle. I like that pick, but arm length for a tackle is everything. Suddenly I'm Trent Baalke, and now I'm Trent Baalke over here. You need arm length.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that changes your angle, as you're pass blocking and when you're setting in pass protection. If you have long arms, you have 35, 36-inch arms. Yeah. Now you've got more room to operate against these speed rushers. So short arm tackles, I'm not a fan of, but I like Ryan and
as a guard.
As a guard. Yeah. I guess my question would be, where's the real need? I got to find out from McGlinchey. Where are you in your rehab? Yeah. I got to talk to my doctors. Where's McGlinchey? All right. If McGlinchey's not ready to roll, how do we feel about Jalen Moore?
Yeah.
To me,
just in school.
To me, I would rather go for athletes on defense or skill position guys who can really change the dynamic, the feel of the team. Like a dynamic receiver on the slot, a dynamic running back. I'd rather take a dynamic skill position guy or an athlete or somebody who commanded a double team in the front 7 over a guard. Maybe it's because they got to the NFC Championship game. They had Tom Compton at right tackle and Daniel Brunskill at right guard, and they won the Super Bowl. I talked to Pops about this one, but they had Dan Audick at left guard in 1981. He was like 258 pounds, and they won the Super Bowl. Now it's a different era, but you know what I'm saying. You can get by with a guard that you just pick off the street and plug in, or a tackle like we saw with Compton. But you're not getting by with no corners, and you're not getting by with no vertical threat, and you're not getting by if you don't have running back depth and you lose Elijah Mitchell. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? To me, I understand the need for the offensive lineman.
I do.
But I would deprioritize that.
To me, it's just the biggest weakness on the team. And the guys the Niners are hoping step up are guys that I thought they drafted with the intention of them being backups, like Colton Kiv. Even if McGlinchey comes back, let's put it this way: even if McGlinchey comes back, he's not good. He wasn't good before he got hurt. He's going to be worse now. I know they made it far with Tom Compton, but Tom Compton was awful, and eventually he turned into a pumpkin, and he was terrible, and they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Like, I don't know. I guess if just making the playoffs is the goal, then yeah, this offensive line is good enough. But anyway, the Niners do have a lot of needs, and if they went edge rusher here at round 3, that would be cool.